Welcome to the DL Gaming Podcast, minus Emilio, but don't worry, he'll be right back. My name's Christian.
My name's Bobby.
My name is Nick, and Emilio's mic probably doesn't fucking work.
No, I'm here.
Oh, it works!
Shit!
Holy shit! He disconnected and reconnected, and it fucking works.
See, in showbiz, that's what you call razzle dazzle.
Wow.
There we
was
go.
gone, but I'm here.
God damn.
Wow,
You got us
I
all
am
going. He had
legitimately
us.
surprised. I am
damn.
legitimately surprised.
I totally fucked up. I hit the wrong. I'm
Who
old.
hasn't hit the wrong button before? Maybe Hazard Pay has. He visited our Patreon page and he decided to grant us $5 a month. Thank you very much. Hopefully you didn't hit the wrong button. Thank you.
With segues like that, dude. If we keep that up, you set a high bar just now, dude. That was a high.
Yeah,
Really?
how are you
I
gonna
thought
compete
was
with that?
kinda
That's
shit, but thank you. Wow. Oh.
that was pretty good, man.
Okay, well.
All this
Mad
action.
props.
All this action going on. Everybody's excited. Bobby, how you doing?
I'm doing
It's okay.
A-okay, man.
All right.
Doing all right. It's summer. We're in the middle of summer. I feel like we're dead center in summer. We got DLG Con coming up. I'm going to be going to Nashville in about a week. And yeah, that'll be exciting. So I'll be on the next episode, but probably not on the episode after that, which is very rare.
Nice, dude. Yeah, take a break.
Interesting.
You deserve it. What's happening in Nashville again? You're going to have all the hot sauces?
Yeah, gonna go to a Waffle House, Grand Ole Opry, go out to Memphis, see Graceland for a day. You know, just basically redneck it up, have a good time.
Nice.
Maybe
Okay.
get a cowboy hat.
If
Hey,
you rep,
Bobby, I was listening to a podcast with Jelly Roll, who is a country singer / rapper guy,
Mhm.
so personality type guy. Anyway, he was telling me, or he was telling on the podcast how Nashville works as a musical thing for country music now, and basically there's these bars where they just get together and have writing jams every night forever, and they just and if somebody has something that's kind of catchy, you get together with somebody else that has a nice riff, and then you just keep bouncing it off each other, and maybe it goes nowhere, or maybe by the end of the night you have a hit single, and people get picked up on there. Maybe 4 times a year there's like a national bestseller that comes out of these writing jams that they're just doing all the time, and so he's like, it's so talent rich that it's ridiculous. So many people still go to Nashville.
My last elective I ever took in college was American History through music, and that place has so much fucking talent, dude. Like, so many stars have been born through there. So many stars will continue to be born through there, and like they have perfected the art of essentially like finding what is going to be a hit, especially now, and it just continues to keep happening. I mean, it's pretty cool.
I think if I
Fucking-
went to Nashville, I'd try to find out where these places are and just sit there and even just enjoy from afar. I think
what's your
I don't know
poetry,
where
dude?
they
Maybe
are.
you have a seat at the table, Maybe you do have a seat at the table.
I don't know how to play. I can't sing, and I'm not musically inclined.
I have heard you
No.
hum, and your impressions are pretty good. Don't count yourself
can-
out.
I can bounce. A roadie, I got that. Move
Okay.
speakers around, heavy equipment, gotcha.
All right.
Be
Moving
security, I
speakers.
got you.
And moving on to On the Radar. Games that you fuckers put on here because they were interesting to you. Punch Club 2?
Yeah.
What's the fuck? What is it?
It's the second Punch Club game.
Okay.
Hell
me.
yeah, dude.
That's about it.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, it's called Punch Club 2 Fast Forward. I don't know what that's about, but from the looks of it, it looks just like the original Punch Club game, which I absolutely loved. I didn't get as into Graveyard Keeper. I don't know. I think I was just kind of not in the mood for Sims at that point in time. But this is from Lazy Bear Games, developer of Punch Club and Graveyard Keeper. And I like the description they have on their Steam page. It says, you have come here to read game descriptions and play fighter management sims, and you're all out of descriptions. So
That's
having a
don't
little
see
fun
too many
with that.
clever Steam descriptions anymore like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah,
pretty
I assume it's just going to be the same as the original Punch Club, and I'm totally okay with that. I really enjoyed that game.
The further about this game is you've spent 20 long years living in the confines of your overbearing mother's garage. Your father mysteriously vanished before you were born. But hey, you have plenty of time to work out and dream about the wonders of the world. Sucks to be you, though. People eat slime. Corruption is rife with and everyone wants to fight you. But maybe you can find your father and become the Dark Fist people whisper about. Somehow you could actually be humanity's savior, the one who uncovers the super secret, the super secret secrets of the Goodness Corporation, or not. It's a choice.
Are you going to? We stop you? What's happening? Why'd you?
No, that's a long paragraph, bro.
I don't know if Emilio had a stroke while reading and just kept reading, or what the fuck just happened. But thank you, buddy.
The
Chapter
super
2.
secret secrets, dude.
Chapter 2, Punch Club 3. You are now the slime, and you don't have fists.
But what they're talking about in that, so in the original Punch Club game, a lot of people think like, oh, you're just a boxer and you play a management sim about this boxer, but it goes off the deep end pretty quick. You become a superhero who fights crime at night. You have to balance a relationship, and you have an awkward relationship with it's like your buddy's friend. Like there's a lot of things that happen in that game just outside of the
It kind of reminds me of Dave the Diver a little bit, like same sort of style and same sort of wacky storyline in like a seemingly normal management game, or no, or am I off?
Different. Dave the Diver does have a lot more. When you're actually diving, it's a lot more of like an action side scroller shooter.
And there's none of that in these, basically.
No, even the fights are really just kind of a test of like what you've achieved. It's really a hardcore management game. I mean, not hardcore like it's difficult, but I really enjoyed it. I got super into it. So yeah, maybe I'll check this one out. It is out already. Came out July 20th. It's $20. It's not bad.
It's got quite a bit of people playing right now. Almost 2,000 instead of 4,000 peak and 5,000 all-time peak for a little indie game. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
For a tiny
Well, the first one was
indie.
popular.
This looks awesome, and I've never heard of this game before. I feel like I've just been fucking educated. Awesome.
Bobby brings up Punch Club pretty often when he's talking about like.
Oh, I'm not paying attention, man. I guess. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, you haven't been on the podcast, and which is why I'm going to dock your pay.
Yeah.
But
You don't even pay me.
But if I did dock your pay, you would still be able to play Exoprimal. So I went to Comic-Con with John and Ray and Mila and Ray's kid, and I'll get into more of that later. But there was a couple video games, not much. There was Street Fighter 6. There was Exoprimal, and there was a Diablo thing. The Diablo thing was interesting. Do you guys remember the cinematic where the preacher is talking and then everybody goes crazy and kills the preacher?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a live action version of that. Like an actor sitting right in
like a theater? Like a theater
like a theater,
performance?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's sweet.
And it's
that's pretty
the guy
rad.
Did a really good job. And you know, they had like a screen that you didn't know was a screen, and then she comes up and she talks shit to him, and he was a great actor. I don't know if you're gonna get the guy that I got when you see this, but and they also dropped the pedals, you know.
Oh, the blood pedals.
The blood pedals, yeah. And when the shit's going down, and Ray said that he tried to steal one of the pedals, and they're like, "Hey, you know, excuse me, sir, that's frowned upon." Because he's like,
Ray would
many...
try to steal a fucking pedal. Holy shit!
I was like, "How many pedals were there?" And he's like, "The room was full of pedals." I was like, "Dude, there's like 16 pedals by the time I got there. Like people been stealing all those fucking pedals." But dude, in order for you to like one actor to command a room, you know, you walk in and he's just like, you don't even know if he's a like animatronic. Like I'm like, this guy is not moving, and he waits till everybody gets in there and then he starts fucking preaching. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, and then you have to do that 1,000 times in one day. I was like, I hope this motherfucker's getting.
Dude, are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought he did it like maybe 3 or 4 times a day, but to do it a bunch of times a day, that's gotta be rough.
It was only like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, but yeah. Anyway, Yeah, hats off to that. I will post some pictures of me. The thing they gave away afterwards was kind of like a Burger King crown, but it was Lilith's like horn,
Headdress.
yeah,
Yeah.
horn setup. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Exoprimal. So John and I wait in a very short line, but it took a long time because they were letting people play an entire match. So kind of like an entire match of TF2. So it was 5v5, but the 5 computers they had there were playing online versus people live. And so we really had no chance because, nobody knows what they're doing their first game ever. And then that's all you get to play. But anyway, we get up there and then the guy's explaining while the other people are playing, the guy's explaining. And he's like, it's a PvP. It's a PvE game, 5v5. So you kill dinosaurs in like a city. It's a lot like Earth Defense Force. Remember they're killing a bunch of giant ants and shit.
Yeah.
So it's a lot like that, and you put on these mech suits, and you're like a mech guy, and you can jump in between anytime you want, which is interesting. So like, if 2 tanks isn't working, one guy can jump over to a DPS. It takes a little bit, but you can modify your team makeup on the fly. And you're just killing dinosaurs as fast as you can. The first team to kill all the dinosaurs gets a jump ahead at the secondary PvP part of the game. PvP, PvE. So the one that we got was a cart pushing, much like TF2. 3 people on the cart and 2 people doing DPS.
And you just got a head start on that compared to the other team.
You get a head start. Yep,
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And then the advantage, I guess, that the secondary team gets is, instead of pushing, the other team, I think, those don't know when they get there, so they can come over and ambush and kill everybody if they tried, But you got two carts going down, and you can't see each other. And then at some point, the carts, my hands, they turn towards each other. And then you can see the deadline, dude. The finish line is between you guys, and you're both getting closer to each other, and also trying to reach the deadline, or the finish line, which is right in the middle. And so these people, even though the games have been out for that same day, I think, they already had strats. And so even though we had a good team, it was great. The 2 girls that were standing right next to us, they're like, should we talk strategy? Who wants to be a tank? And I was like, whoa, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do this. And so we did really well, but we did not win. We got close. It was funny because we waited 3 rounds. So 2 rounds maybe. So I don't know, 20 minutes. And then
in like a line.
In a line. Yep. And then the guy's like, it is live on Game Pass. And I was like, the fuck are we doing in this line? Let's just go home and play it. So like, but
what are we doing here? Do I get a shirt?
But at that point, we were already committed. It's just like fuck, whatever. And so AAA graphics. It's a Capcom game. I found it interesting that it was a Capcom game, brand new, just came out. It's on Game Pass, but Street Fighter 6 isn't. Is this a new thing? Is the next Resident Evil going to be on this? Or were they just smart and they knew that this is a 10-player game? They need player count. And so they put it on. So that's a great way of doing that. Yeah. So any game night or, hey, what are we going to play tonight? Just you and one friend. It doesn't matter. Exoprimal.
And you had a blast playing it? Like, no complaints? It was fun?
Yeah, it was, if you know Earth Defense Force and what that feels like, or maybe even like a wave survival in Left 4 Dead 2, it's kind of like that. And it's cool to see dinosaurs. It really is. Most of them are raptors, like millions of raptors. It's just like whatever, and you shoot missiles at them, they explode. But every once in a while, you get that headbutt guy, the guy that has, that one dinosaur that has like a all skull head.
The Pachyosaurus.
Yeah, and okay, guys, calm down. There's no cookies for free for the right answer. And then a T-Rex, when that shows up, that he's fucking shit up and everybody focuses him down. I'm sure there's greater things that come out, but yeah, it was a good for free. Fucking fuck this game up for sure. Highly recommend.
Awesome, dude. Sweet.
Pretty cool. You know what I don't recommend is day one fucking DLC, and Mortal Kombat's doing that shit. And I want to talk about it because it's actually something interesting though. So
Nick,
Mortal Kombat.
You gotta turn your mic down just a little bit.
Sorry about that.
Again, and you're
We
getting real
mic
close to
checked.
that.
We might checked for
4 times,
minutes, guys.
Yeah. So Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out somewhat soonish. And I guess there was a leak already. And so they dropped a trailer. And they already have a fighter pack. And it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. Emilio, if I had to ask you what edgy comic book characters to put in 3 of them into Mortal Kombat, what would you say?
Well, I know
DC.
which ones they are. So
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So Homelander's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Invincible's dad is
Omni-Man.
Omni-Man. He's in there. And I don't know the third one.
Peacemaker.
Oh, from the DC guy.
Yeah.
I don't think the other 2 guys are DC, by the way.
Yeah.
might be.
I think they're Warner Brother properties, like through streaming. Yeah. So yeah, and then you get actual Mortal Kombat characters like Quan Chi and Ermac and Takeda. So I think it's interesting. I mean, I think it's just it's so weird that fighting games are doing this nowadays. I mean, they've been doing it for a little while. Like Street Fighter's like, hey, we've already know what our next 4 characters are going to be. Buy our season pass for $99 and you'll get all 4 of them for fucking the next year.
Or have your nephew buy the season pass for you.
You're fucking welcome. But I do like the tie-ins with like other IPs, like they did like Predator and Terminator and all that stuff. So to see Omni-Man and like these are all bad guys, by the way. Like these are not good guys. Like Peacemaker, Omni-Man, Quan Chi, Ermac, like they are all bad people. So I wonder if they're gonna do one where it's like all good guys. So we'll see. I don't play Mortal Kombat. I just thought it was interesting that they announced a trailer. The trailer's super ominous. Go check it out. It's only like 50 seconds.
Nick, is it so? When does the game go live? Do you know?
I do not know when Mortal Kombat 1. I know there's like a pre-order like date and then and an actual release date. And let me get that.
I'm just wondering if you buy the deluxe pack, you get those 4 characters day one.
September 14th is the date.
Okay. Do you get the DLC day one? Because the way Street Fighter's doing it is like they're acting like they're actually working on it, and you'll get them. They're parsing them out little by little.
I've seen on forums and on Reddit the reason why Street Fighter is doing it the way they're doing it is so that their characters that are being released are balanced, because the game requires so much balancing.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat doesn't really have the same competitive scene, so they could just fucking whip in characters and people play it. So,
yeah.
Nick, do you have a gain button on your mic available?
Yes, I do.
Just turn it down maybe a couple notches there, bud. Thank you, sir.
Or 0.
Or
It's at 0.
Wow. Broadside
It's at 0.
from Bobby. What's your
It's
fucking
at 0.
Sea of Thieves boat called? The Macaulay Culkin? What do you call it?
Which one? I got 3. of them.
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Never mind.
I think I know them. We got Sloop Doggy Dog. We
Okay, maybe I
have.
have 4.
That's all I remember.
Oh. I was about to be blown away, dude. All right, Emilio. Yeah, you got those games. What's up?
Okay, so this is the title of the game. Yeah, you want those games, right? So here you go. Now let's see you clear them. That's the name of the game. So basically, it is the ads for all these mobile games that you've seen, but then you play the game and it doesn't look anything like.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, it's so smart. they actually made the games that they advertise, but put them on PC. And so, you know, millions of people have clicked on these things thinking they're going to play the game, and then it's some other bullshit. Now you get to play them. And so
I gotta get Leslie to play this, dude. I gotta
Yeah.
get Leslie to play
So,
this.
I thought, you know, for obviously it's a meme game. It's doing well. It's 89%. Um, only 170 uh, people have reviewed it. It's $10. But you know, they went with a meme name. They went with a meme presentation, and you know, good for them. I think. Like, I mean, if the games are good,
Yeah.
which is so funny, dude, because the people who made up those fake ads had to
For-
think of like kind of interesting game design
Do you
in order to do that, and then so now somebody's just copying some fake shit, and
do you
you know,
get do you guys know what he's talking about, right? Like it's like the games that are
Yeah,
like
when you're scrolling through your phone, you see these sponsored ads that have a game, and you click on them, and then they take you to. They don't take you to the game.
yeah, and what they do is they make the game look like something, but it's supposed to be like really trivial or like really like a logic game, and it's not that at all. It's usually like a gotcha game or something.
yeah.
And yeah, this game is those real like trivial games. That is so funny, dude.
It's so smart. The way they get you is like they made you. You know, when you watch them, you be like, "Oh, that dummy, he did it wrong. I would have done this."
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. And so now it's like that's why I think that's why they say now let's see you clear them. Like, can you really do this? I thought it was very, very clever. You're on Steam. Make your money. That's awesome.
It's awesome. And it has me
Yeah.
wondering what is the longest name of a game on Steam? And
This
as
might
of
be it.
2022, it was Tales of Monkey Island Complete Pack, Chapter 4, The Trial and Execution of Guybrush Threepwood. So I think this does have it beat.
It's
Wow.
very close. It's very close.
You got to put them on paper, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
I like that. I didn't know I don't know if there's a character limit for a game title on Steam. Interesting thought.
Bobby, do you think we had 0 grays when we started this thing? And now we're just gray beasts.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I didn't have any gray back then.
Yeah. I had very few. And now it's like, it's all I see.
You guys look
Yeah.
great. Those are great highlights. And other great highlights are games that you fuckers played. You guys put these games on the list. Apparently they're good. I guess we'll see. Bobby, Sea of Thieves is on here, dude. What's up? Anything new? What's happening?
Well, it's funny you should mention Monkey Island because a few weeks, maybe months ago, I had talked about their new announcement that they were going to be adding Tall Tales. Tall Tales are the single player campaigns in Sea of Thieves, but they're adding a Tall Tale based on Monkey Island with Guybrush Threepwood. Now he's older. Now he's a mayor of a town. I played this with the Lotion over the weekend, and I gotta say it was pretty good. I liked it a lot better than some of the other Tall Tales. First of all, I haven't played Sea of Thieves in a while actually, and I love the PvP. I love the open sea. The Tall Tales, they're fun
Hey, that
from
rhymed.
time to time, but I don't. That's not the main draw for me. But I got to say they did a really good job with. They always do a really good job just recreating the atmosphere of whatever they're doing. They did this fantastically with Pirates of the Caribbean, both the Disneyland ride and the Johnny Depp movies, and they did it great here as well. But what they've also done is create because those are the old classic point and click adventure LucasArts games from the 90s, and they've recreated that in Sea of Thieves. So the missions that they send you on are all about collecting certain items, figuring out where to use them. It's puzzle solving, but much like you did in the Monkey Island games, which, to be honest, I haven't played too many of them. I found those ones pretty difficult for some reason. Maybe not as difficult as Grim Fandango. That's another one I haven't beaten, but I really like Dave the Tentacle, even Full Throttle. That was a good one. But Yeah, I don't know. I was thoroughly impressed. I totally enjoyed it. They had everything from the game. It was fun to see all the characters pop up. I don't know who they got to do the voice acting. It couldn't have been the original people, but they did a great job all around. Excellent production. I don't know if they're going to do more of these either. This is just like these tall tales. They usually take you about 2 hours or so, maybe a little longer if you're going for 100%. But
Well,
it was
Bobby,
decently paced.
I heard today that the way that the developers were paid for this was like a grant or something from Microsoft, and the only way they continue to get paid is if they continue to make content. So I think
Weird.
yeah.
Where'd you read
Yeah,
that? I'd be so interested in finding out. That seems very strange.
That was on the ACG podcast.
Oh, cool.
A bunch of professionals over there.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Guybrush Threepwood. Did I get that right?
Mm-hmm.
Never mentioned on podcast before. Now twice in 15 seconds space. How strange was that?
3 times if you count what you.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. You know.
It's kind of cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's come up before. I know I've talked about the Monkey Island games.
Okay,
I know I
but
talked
not
about it
twice.
last week, in fact, but
Emilio keeps track, Bobby. I don't know about that. Okay. Nick, for Hunt Showdown, did you have fun?
Yeah. Man, I am so addicted to this game right now. It's the game I've been playing in wait of Baldur's Gate, because Baldur's Gate's going to be fucking rad. There's so many things already that have come out showing the game. But we're talking about Hunt Showdown in this bitch. So I got to delve in a lot more into the expansion, or not expansion, the free DLC that they released. It's like a battle pass and like an event and all this other things. It is, if you have, you can still get into it, by the way. There's still like 30 days left in the event. As long as you're doing the daily quests or like the quests that come up every like hour, you can really get the event done and get all the rewards. It's not like a huge time sink either. Like if you play like 30 minutes a day, you can unlock everything, to include the characters, the skins, and you earn the free money pretty well. So I would say, like, out of all the battle passes I have ever done, this is arguably the most fair one I've seen.
Wait, Nick. So I'm sorry. Did you pay for the battle pass?
Nope, I used in-game money that I earned.
What you're explaining sounds like a season pass, but it was like a free season pass. It sounds like.
So there is a free version, and then there's like the paid version, right?
Yeah.
You earn the paid currency by playing the game, right? You can do trials, you can just win games, you can unlock stuff by being proficient in certain guns. You can just get it by playing, and I have made enough to be able to pay for the paid version, which is only like, I think, like $8 worth, and yeah, it's pretty good.
You paid for it in in-game currency.
Yeah,
By just playing.
Exactly.
Like
so I think it's totally worth it. The game is, I think, at its best of all time. There is a learning curve, but there's so many new players right now, and the way the MMR works, this is one of the only battle royale / like play for keeps games, or like arena shooters, whatever you want to call them.
extraction shooter, I think they call it.
Extraction shooters, that's what it is. That's like the official name. Yeah, that's like no longer the old grandpa name, what we've been calling them. That tells you your MMR, because Tarkov doesn't technically have it, but really they couldn't do. But this game will tell you, hey, you're 4 out of 7, or 3 out of 7, or 2 out of 7, or 1 out of 7.
Like your rank within the game.
Yes, but there is no ranks. I mean, you have like levels, like your player level. And what's also nice is if you get to level 100, and you prestige, you get in-game currency, you get free skins, you get free gun skins, you get all this other shit. The game has so many mechanics to level you up and give you free currency that it just keeps going. The main game mode is 2 to 3 players, and they've added a single player game mode as well. So It's fun. I like it a lot.
This game looks beautiful every time it's brought up. I'm like, God damn, they did
It's
such a good
Crytek,
job.
man. It's
Yeah.
Crytek. It used to be a piece of shit mess when it
Yeah, it was
first
a
came
piece
out.
of shit mess.
Dude, there was people who had like the top of like Titans when this game came out, and they were getting like 13 frames a second. And it wasn't because the game was super tough to run. It was just not optimized. So I think, like I said, this is the best time to play the game. It was on sale. I think it's. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, but pick it up, try it out, have a good time. And if you want to play with me, post it on DLG, and if I'm available, I'll probably play with you.
He'll check his schedule, guys. His people will get back to your people.
I've got
Emilio,
the
what
most.
do you got?
Yeah, I got a lot. I guess I'll wrap up San Diego Comic-Con. I went with Ray, and Ray is a sneaky, slippery dude. He knows all the tricks. So he knows where the exclusives are, what time they're going to be there, how to sign up for them. And like, I'm there with Mila, 11-year-old girl, and like, I just kind of want to walk around. But, might as well, you got 9 hours there. I might as well hit the beats if they are. And if I get what the things that I bought are selling for on eBay, I will have turned a profit on this San Diego Comic-Con. And that's not without keeping what I want. It's crazy. So there's a card-based multiplayer board game called Doomlings. It's really interesting. It's kind of like, it reminds me of the Eternal Cylinder. Bobby, you never finished it, yeah?
No, never finished that game.
But basically, the end of the world is coming, and you need to like evolve yourself in order to stay ahead of the cylinder, something like that.
Oh yeah. You're like a little
There's a cylinder that's constantly rolling forward, and you need to group up with your buddies.
Just a
and evolve
metaphor
into
for
different
life,
things.
really.
Yeah.
So this game is 2 to 4 players, and you play cards. I'll bring it to DLG Con, but really quick, it's your cards that you're playing are traits, like genetic traits. So you might get super intelligence, you might get burping, you might get fear, you might get boredom, you might get all these like things that need to be evolved, or a side effect of another evolution. And you're trying to survive the apocalypse, which there's 3 of during the game. There's 3 cataclysms. And so at the end of the third cataclysm, that's the end of the world, and you count up your points, and whoever has the most points wins the game. And we had 3 over 30-year-olds playing and 2 11-year-olds playing, and we had a good time. The 11-year-olds were asking a lot of questions, but it was a good game. I like it. But anyway, we bought the San Diego Comic-Con version, and that comes with a bunch of foils, and those foils are going for like hundreds of dollars. And so if we sell those, we'll more than pay for the entire trip. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, there's so many instances of things like that happening, like at the Penny Arcade Expos or Comic-Con with like Magic the Gathering especially. There was a time where they printed black and white Planeswalkers that they didn't sell them anywhere else, and they sold for like quintuple their normal values. People were paying like $300 for one card of a set of like 8.
Supposedly, a lot of these things are this is the only place in the world you can get them.
Exactly.
So I bought Sam a Squishmallow clown for $25. I didn't think that thing was going to be worth anything. I brought that thing home. Now it was for Sam, and she requested it, but it's going for $160 online. It's just like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's why people. There's some people that's all they do is they go to Comic-Con to turn a profit.
Yeah, it's Ray. I just so happen to go with him.
Oh yeah.
No, he enjoys it. He went for all 4 days, and he went booth. I would like to go booth to booth. I think I want to go for at least 2 days next year if I go, because I mean, it's awesome that there's still. I mean, I'm sure somebody who's going 30 years ago will laugh at what I'm about to say, but there is the little guy still there. You know, like
Oh yeah.
maybe 30,
Mhm.
40% of the con is still artists that are hand drawing stuff, and there's other booths that are famous comic book artists that have done multiple covers, and you can get a signature of your comic there. Um, yeah, I mean, it's commercialized. It's commercialized. It's consumerism, but at the same time, there's thousands of people that are into kind of the things that you are. So yeah, it's the
Sounds
biggest
awesome.
Comic Con in the world. Yeah.
It's the original one, right?
That I don't know. I don't know if that's where it started off, but yeah, it sounds like that sounds right. Another game or a game that I played was Ziggurat 2. This was kind of a sleeper hit for me. So I believe that Ziggurat 1 was the first person roguelike ever. At least that was on my radar. And Bobby, did you play Ziggurat 1?
Oh yeah, really
You
like
liked it,
that
yeah?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ziggurat 2 had been on my wish list for fucking ever. And then on the last day of the Steam sale, I was like, I remember I haven't been on the fucking podcast for 2 weeks. So on the second, the last day, I was like, I got to buy something. So I was like, I'll buy the oldest thing on my wish list that's been on the longest. And it's been this because it's never been less than $20. I was like, fucking $23 for a super old game. Fuck it. It's been on there too long. I do delete a lot of games from my wish list, but this one I was just like, whatever. I didn't expect much, and then my first night playing it, I played 4 hours straight. I cut into my sleep schedule. I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
So it's a first person roguelike, like I said before. The second one is the same. It feels like Doom. There's a lot of like backpedaling, like the boomer shooter, the backpedaling, side pedaling, and like shooting at things while running. But the gameplay loop is so satisfying, and it came out before a lot of these other things, and I was just like, man, if I would have played this early on, it would have like it would have set the bar earlier on how a gameplay loop should work on a roguelike first person shooter. Like it's that good. So you're unlocking characters, you're unlocking guns, the wands, staves, well, not guns. Actually, one is a gun, and spells. So 4 different gun types, and you're unlocking like one other thing. And but it's like a lot of times what happens in these games is you find what you like, you can just play that until the end of the game or until you get one other character you really like, and you skip the other 7 games. But this game, every new run, there's a 10% bonus to damage for and gold for one combination. So one character, one ability, one staff, one wand, one book, all have 10%. Why? And it's already auto selected. All you have to do is click play, and you will get all the 10% bonus. So you end up with like 60% bonus. Like, why wouldn't you? So I end up playing new builds every run because I want the 60%. Why wouldn't you? At least that's the way I think of. And so that really makes you play the other characters and play the other, which other games don't do this.
Yeah, there's that mechanic in Hades for darkness and gems too, with the different weapons. Like each day, a different weapon and specific aspect will grant you special. I think they did a good job there too, because yeah, you totally will get into the thing that you like and you want to play.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that and the game is really fun. I had a really hard time at the beginning. If anybody picks this up, because I was recommending it, the bosses are a DPS check. You got to kill the boss. Ignore the ads completely. You will die 17 times before you kill the first boss. And I thought the story, air quotes, was implemented so well. You get to pick it's kind of like DRG, how difficult and how long, and you'll like select what level you want to go to. If you do enough of those, or you kill a certain boss or whatever, then the next part of the story is, and it's just like a quick 10-second thing, and they're like, oh, this guy, we have to save this guy, which basically he's going to become the next character, and they introduce the next character and where he is, and then you just kind of work until, for an older game, man, really happy with this, and kudos to them for like perfecting a gameplay loop. Yeah,
Sweet.
very happy with them.
Do you think it's worth $25?
Phasmophobia, so I can go pee.
Yeah, you can go pee. I'll talk a little bit more about Ziggurat, though. I haven't played the sequel. I did really like the first one, and I played quite a bit of it. There was another game that came out a few years after it called Immortal Redneck. Pretty much the same thing. I remember liking that, but it was so similar, I felt like I was kind of over it. This same company, the developer, Milkstone Studios, I remember they recently made one of these Vampire Survivors clones called Army of Ruin, and I'm pretty sure Emilio played that but didn't care for it. But yeah, they've been making a lot of games. But yeah, Ziggurat.
I wonder how big their production is.
I do not know. Phasmophobia. So yeah, I got back into this game, played with Nick. It'd been a long time since I played this game, maybe a year at least. So it was a good time to check
about the
back
menus,
in.
dude. Sorry to interrupt, but you got to tell me about the menus sometime.
They've made a lot of improvements. So they've got a roadmap that you can check out. And so here's the thing. I had a much better time playing this game, but I think it was mostly because who we were playing with was just buying up all the equipment, which is nice. I didn't have to spend my money, but more importantly, I didn't have to deal with that stupid system they have for buying the items. So I don't know if that's improved. That was like my biggest gripe. It has. Okay. That was my biggest problem with the game. But I was looking at the roadmap, and there were a lot of things that they had already hit, and some of them were like improved character animations. I'm like, really? These are improved? Okay.
I think they're talking about the ghosts.
Okay.
Because the player characters are supposed to be compatible with VR, so like they don't give a shit. Like get it all for those.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I'm just 5'8" over here. I have a great time with Phasmophobia. Just saying, okay.
Yeah, good.
I did have a lot more fun playing it this time. I think also some of that is familiarity. I'm getting a little bit better. The first round I was just like, wait, what's this and what do we do? And then like after that, I was immediately back into it and having fun. They've got new items too, but what's really exciting is the changes that are coming up to the items. So they're going to have tiered items. They're going to do a complete reset of everyone's progress. You get a badge if you've hit a certain level, I suppose, but otherwise everybody's getting knocked back down to zero, and you're all starting with the basic gear. And then as you level up, I think at level 20, you get your first tier 2 upgrade, and then eventually you can get a tier 3. And then only one person, what I read, I'm a little confused on how this works, but from what I read, you can only bring one type of item. If you bring a tier 3 of the dots projector, you can't bring a tier 2 of it. So
yeah. So what it is that you can unlock tier 2 items based, I think, every 20 levels, right? So the way the game is going to work is everyone's going to be reset to 0, like Bobby said, and everything you're going to be using is going to be analog, right? Your electromagnetic field detection thing is going to be analog. It's going to be like a literal like moving hand. Like you're going to have to use a photo camera to take a picture of the ghost. So you have to take like a Polaroid camera. And so when you get to level 20, you can choose something you want to upgrade to level 2, which may be a digital camera. Right, so like you can take a picture instantly.
Why is this exciting?
But so, what they had said was that this is going to encourage more collaboration with players. So you're going to have to figure out who's bringing what at the beginning, and that's what I didn't really understand. Is each person only allowed to bring one high tier item?
Each person's only allowed to bring one level 3 tier item. That's what it is.
Okay.
So everyone, so if you're playing,
So I
with,
can be the thermometer guy.
exactly. You can be the thermometer. I could be the EMF guy. Leslie can be the picture lady. Like it all gets different. So like the
lady.
The picture lady.
I'm sorry. I'm excited. Anyways,
Nick,
Why
I
is
got a
it
question.
exciting? Why is it
I got a
exciting?
question.
I got a question.
Well,
Why is it
because
exciting?
3 people show up and they're all picture ladies, right?
so the game will tell you. I believe the game is going to tell you that you cannot. Good.
Well,
Can 2 of the people change their build to so you don't have 3 picture ladies?
Thermometer man.
I don't think so. Thermometer man.
It's
It's a bad Mega Man character, boss.
I mean, you can bring whatever gear you want. Like
Exactly.
I mean, you can bring the gear, and then everybody can use whatever gear is brought. So
Can
it's
someone
really a
tell me
matter
why
of
this
bringing
is
it to the table.
exciting, though? Like, what?
Okay,
why
so-
is this-
What I like about everybody, shut the fuck up. God damn, dude. I've been trying to get this sentence out. Christian keeps asking the same question. I've been trying to answer it 3 times.
Thermometer man. Give us.
What I like about this is that it leans into what I really enjoy about co-op games, and that's roles. So if you have a tier 3 item and that's what you're bringing to the table, then my job, I know what my job is. When we go into the spooky house, I'm the thermometer guy. I'm going to go check the temperatures and do the, I mean, it's not nearly to the degree as Deep Rock Galactic, but it's starting to lean in that direction. And Phasmophobia has got like when did this game come out? Like 2018?
I think it was 2018, yeah.
2018?
Or 2017.
Holy shit.
Yeah, maybe 2017. I feel like it's taking forever, but it's probably a small team. But like it's getting better. It's just taking a long time. So I'm glad to see them going in this direction.
As weird as it sounds, they always do their updates in July and October. That's usually when they add their 2 biggest updates. Usually July will be like a content update, and October will be their like Halloween update.
Nobody answered my question.
What's your question?
3 thermometer ladies, right?
God damn it.
One of them become a thermometer guy and another one become like a, you know what I mean?
Unless you've already unlocked it, no.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to.
So you have to have friends and tell them, "Hey, I'm going the thermometer guy."
Gotcha. Okay. If anybody is artistically inclined or not, I would love to see a picture of thermometer guy and picture taking lady, walking off into the sunset. That would be great.
They're meant to be together.
And why it's exciting, Christian, is that there's a challenge mode now. So there are things that you like. It's going to make the challenges in the gameplay more dynamic. So like apparently like items are going to have a point value. So like you have 20 points. And so like a tier 3 item is going to be 3 points. An analog item is going to be 1 point. And so you're going to have to do challenges. You're going to have to do missions based on how good your items are. And you don't have like normally right now I could just bring as much shit as I want. If I'm rich, I just deck everybody out like we did to Bobby. And then we just find the ghost that's super easy and just make money. Usually this game is one of those games like once you're rich, you just keep being rich.
Like life.
But like, yeah. But
I think people who played this game a lot too don't have a whole lot to do in it anymore. I think you can get to a point with the game in its current state where you've just experienced everything, but for some reason people keep playing it. So they are going to be adding more stuff to more maps. They've added more ghosts, and they're going to be changing the way that you interact with the environment. So like I said, the game's getting better. It's just taking forever. So maybe I'll check it out in another year.
2020, September 18th, 2020, by the way, was when it was released.
2020. Okay.
2020.
I felt like it was more recent. Yeah.
Same here.
That's okay. So maybe not as slowly, but still.
Well, maybe it was in early access for long. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was kind of, I don't think they expected
It's
the game
still
to
early
take
access.
off like it did. So yeah, it's still in early access. I think they're at like 0.91. They've got a roadmap out there. You can check out this information. And I think they've got it broken down into quarters too. So
You guys,
they seem to be hitting those marks as well.
give Phasmophobia a break, okay? Jesus. It's been out since 2011. They're going so slow.
It's better than
Remnant
DayZ.
II. DayZ.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they have so far to go. Maybe that's it. I'm just waiting for a AAA Phasmophobia.
Yeah,
Where's
somebody was
Blizzard's?
dropping a double A, right, Bobby? We talked about it.
I don't know if it was AA. I mean, it kind of came and went. Nobody really played it, so I don't think that really took off. But where's Activision's Phasmophobia? That's what
Why
I'm
would we
wondering.
ever want Activision's Phasm? Like that's what I'm.
Yeah,
wondering.
we
Like,
don't
this
we don't
could
want
only-
that.
I
Because
just thought of
game-
the first AAA. Okay, where's Ubisoft's?
Because
what?
you're
one,
saying bad companies. Where's
Guys,
Sony's
hold on.
Phasmophobia?
They're all bad companies.
No, I mean, one, it would probably
Where's
work.
Nintendo's?
There
It
we
would
go.
probably work. It would look great. Like,
Luigi in a Ghost Mansion.
Yeah, and there would be every item you got would be like a $4.99 DLC. All I'm saying is like I feel like Phasmophobia is a game only an indie team could bring forward at first as an idea.
Well, that's
as
always
like
how it is. The indie team comes up with the idea, and then the
Yeah.
AAA exploit it.
it's true.
So happened with PUBG.
Can you guys hear me?
You betcha,
Yes.
dude.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Sound great.
I got a big problem. I don't. Remnant 2. I really, really liked Remnant 1. I thought it was underappreciated. John and I built our love affair on that game. That's JP Diddy.
It's the cornerstone of your
It
relationship.
really is. We played all the way through that thing. We enjoyed it so much. We went back for the DLC. The DLC was like, could you imagine like a game you really like, and then they come up with a DLC that made it a roguelike, which is your favorite fucking genre. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, yeah. Give me all of it. All of it. This one is not a rogue. It's not starting off as a roguelike. I really hope the roguelike DLC comes out. It's funny, dude. I do not buy special editions. I do not. And this year I have 3 of them. So Diablo was gifted to me as the super premium platinum. And then I bought Street Fighter 6 and Nick gave me the platinum. And then this one, the only way I could play with John while he was here was to buy the platinum because you get it 4 days early. And he did not bring a computer. He again played on a Steam Deck. Okay, so guys, for keeping track, he was here 3 weeks ago. He played Diablo 4 on his Steam Deck, connected to a monitor and a keyboard, and it was great. And now he played Remnant. Not like, obviously, one, it didn't look great. You gotta, everything's down to the bare minimum, but it was playable. He was having a little bit, but of like, it wasn't sharp. He was getting probably like 20 frames, but it was playable, and we got through several parts of the game. We played for 9 hours.
Holy
So it
shit.
was playable. It was playable,
And so it was good then, obviously.
Remnant 2 is better than Remnant 1 in every way, and I love Remnant 1. It looks better. It plays better. The bosses are better. The only thing I might concede, the classes are better. There's full-on classes now. Really quick, I'll run through them. You have your sniper, but it's more than a sharpshooter. They have some clever things, like the longer you hold down sights, the stronger your crit and your crit chance get. So the longer you take to take your shot, the better it gets. The more damage you do on weak points as well.
I think that's in Disney.
There is a guy with a dog. I think he's called the Handler. The dog does a lot of things. It does damage. It heals people, which is cool. I almost went with that class. There's the tank melee class, which is what I went with, and that's what I did in the first game. Really enjoying that. I mean, it looks so cool. It's a post-apocalyptic third-person game, and they really make everything look handcrafted. Like, you can obviously see that my suit of armor is made out of car parts, and like, instead of scale mail, I have tire treads, hanging down, and the level of detail, you're just like, fuck, man, it really looks real. All of it looks real. If you don't know what Remnant is, it's a co-op Souls-like shooter. Souls-light shooter. You go from crystal to crystal. If you go back to a crystal and fill up your health bar, all the bad guys come back. That whole thing is in here. My really big, one of the things that I really loved about the first one was the mob diversity and how crazy whoever their artist is that comes up with these crazy worlds and stuff, because you're also going through different dimensions. I was like, oh my god, like I've never seen anything like this. That I would say that's the one thing I haven't seen in this game yet, but that's because there's random it's random generation. The whole thing is RNG. So as you make your character, the game makes a storyline and a path for you randomly.
Oh.
So John's game is unlike my game. My first level was not John's first level. I'm playing on John's level the game. And even if we got the same world, I don't know how many worlds there are. I'm going to say 4 or 5. That's how many there were in the first one. Even if we got the same world, it would not be the same layout, even close. It's procedurally generated.
Did one of you feel like you got like a better world? You're like, oh, I really wish I was like in the jungle right now. Or was it like, yeah, these are both fucking awesome?
We never found out because I never played my level. And that's what I'm going to be playing this week. Hopefully, if I get any time right after this podcast, I'm probably going to make a handler with a gun. There's a gunslinger too. I mentioned that one. Oh, and a healer. So yeah, there's a few other characters. Which is what John played. He played the healer and I played the bruiser, basically. So my first level was not his, but had we got the same level, we would not have had the same quests and we would not have had the same layout of our worlds. So every time you play this thing, it's supposed to be new. That does come with a few problems, small problems. There's corridors that kind of go nowhere. Sometimes there'll be a loop that brings you back to where you just came from. But you start to learn that right away that there's multiple paths to the same place. So don't backtrack. But once you learn that, you're kind of fine. Only one time, I would say, there was a huge corridor we went down and we couldn't find the way out of it. So I don't know if there wasn't one or the procedural generation let us down. It's beautiful. Story, who cares? For us, it was like, there's a lot of like multiple dimension, different kind of aliens talking to you, and they're talking about all these different words, and I don't know. I didn't care about it.
Mimi no like reading.
Yeah. Oh no, it was all voice acted, unfortunately, and I clicked right past all of it. Same thing in the first one. There's these really long journal. When you pick up a piece of paper in a game and it's like one page, we're like 17-page notes are left all over the game. At least in every thing.
Sounds
Anyway,
like Skyrim.
Fucking. Oh yeah, like the books in Skyrim. I don't know how, like, I love this game. It's so good. I don't know how else to put it, but
it's your lusty Argonian maid. Yum.
Wasn't Remnant the first game, your game of the year last year or 2 years ago?
No, I said because I didn't play it the year that it came out. I didn't want to give it game of the year that year. And or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would have. But yeah, this is might be my game of the year this year. My bladder's full. So I am
Emilio,
done.
before you
my
go,
God, the pee guy
I
has
have
to go
a
pee.
fun game. I have a fun game for the plug that involves you. Yeah, you'll just have to wait for a second. Don't leave or everyone will think you're a coward. Patreon. Hazard Page just joined, and I think we should do our once a month, totally scheduled, read all the patrons out. And Emilio, your voice is so good. If you would please scroll down and take it.
While I have to pee.
Yes, and it's
Where
better
do I
this
scroll
way.
down?
To the very bottom of the show notes, outro patrons.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Colonel Ben, let's ride bikes. Neil Sprung, remotely here. BMN, Bluntless, Jake Senegura, yeah. Brennan Archibald, Tattoo Terrell, Gabriel Grieve, Jamie, I gotta be Jamie
Keep going.
Burkano, Bebum, Hingle McCringleberry, Hector, Zap, Adrian, Peter, Scram TX, Tom, JP Diddy, Hagelfosh, Carl, Sunken for Life, Ben, Patrick, Dustin Sermons, so Longfellow 110, Longfellow 110. Okay, Warconius, Raging Cajun, Caddy B, Mikhail Roskolovsky, Recycled, Tagloro, High Performance Group. That's one person, a whole group, one person. Rubber Nuts, Hazard Pay, Jan, Kegs, Pyronical. I don't think I did too bad.
You did great, dude. I'm
you're
very
pretty
impressed. Yeah, that was awesome.
Pretty good.
I love a man who has to pee. I don't know why I said that out loud. Anyways,
that's something you say on the internet.
true. Listener questions, Bobby?
I should probably skip the first listener question because
Yeah.
it pertains specifically to Emilio and Sniper.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a lot of listener questions here. So let's start off with this one. What short-term and long-term impacts do you think the now likely Microsoft Activision Blizzard merger will have on gaming? Do you think gamers or Microsoft will honestly benefit more? Do gamers ever benefit more?
Yeah, it's never really in our favor anymore unless some like white knight company comes out of like nowhere that's like little ends up making a game that wows everybody like Hades or something. I think what as far as like short-term impacts, obviously like the Sony deal for Call of Duty happened. As far as long-term impacts, you're just going to see divides between like game availability or game prices go up or more this battle pass bullshit where you have to pay more money and like DLC day one and just more predatory things. But
Well, Overwatch 2 is coming to Steam. That was some big news. August 10th, that's happening. I guess we could start seeing more of that.
ooh, trading Overwatch skins maybe?
Well, I mean, just games not being confined to one specific
Launcher.
console or platform or launcher, I suppose. Yeah.
That's a huge plus, man. Ton of people are going to play Overwatch that never played Overwatch before. More
Yeah.
players, better game.
All right. OSS asks, any members own a Steam Deck? If so, what games do you find yourself playing the most?
No.
I believe Emilio is the only one with the Steam Deck.
Recently, I've been playing Rogue Legacy 2 and XCOM 2. A lot of twos. Hades is a great one as well. What else?
Can't
Oh,
believe you
and
haven't said
apparently,
about
if you
anyways.
go to a friend's house and you want to LAN, apparently Diablo 4 and fucking Remnant 2, if you can deal with some bottom tier graphics. It's an amazing.
Can you
fucking
pronounce
machine.
Remnant 2 for me again?
Remnant?
Yeah, you keep saying remnant.
Yeah.
Like you
I
keep
also
adding an
spell it
extra
like that, too.
syllable.
That's how you pronounce it in Spanish, actually, Nick.
Remanente.
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 That's how you would pronounce like a political group. The Remnant. Anyways.
Keep your politics off this podcast.
How dare you,
You're right.
sniper?
All right. Zap asks, how often do you change your sheets?
Once a week,
I think
every
this-
Sunday.
I think this is because this has been going around the podcast circuit about how often the average single American male changes their sheets, and it's between 4 to 6 times a year.
Yeah.
Which is
I would say-
fucking disgusting.
When I was a single guy, it was like every 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
That's disgusting, dude.
Yeah, and I would fuck different girls on those sheets too.
That
It
is
was awesome.
disgusting. That's
Well
rough.
used. Nothing like a good well
It's like a
used sheet.
petri dish. Yeah, I do not change mine very often. My girlfriend like buys new sheets like every week and changes them. It's
Wait, what?
ridiculous.
That's weird.
What the
It's
fuck?
American consumerism.
I'm
guys.
exaggerating for comedic effect.
Okay, cool.
Because every year or two, I could see like new sheets. Yeah, you probably need some.
Ooh, I will.
It is quite often, and there's too many pillows. But yeah, on my bed, first of all, I have a sheet, and it doesn't get changed very often. And most of the time, I don't even use it. Like during the summer, I don't use a sheet.
What's in between your
But you
bed
have a
and your
bottom
body?
sheet, dude. You need 2 sheets.
Yeah, what do they call that? The one that wraps around the mattress?
A sheet.
That- It's a fitted sheet.
A fitted sheet.
Yeah, fitted sheet. Okay, yeah, and then usually you have another sheet and then a comforter. I don't have a comforter. I just have one sheet.
For $200, what is the little sheet that goes around your pillow called?
Pillowcase.
Anybody?
A pillowcase.
No,
How could it not be?
because women made up a name for it.
Okay.
It is indeed a sham.
Oh, you're a fucking
Yeah.
sham.
There's
I
too
don't
many
believe
words
that.
in the English dictionary. Let's get rid of it.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
I change mine every 2 to 3 weeks, usually 2.
I do. Hot take for everybody out there: if you are not living paycheck to paycheck, your upgrade should be not silk sheet like Bobby. I don't know how he can do that. Silk sheet.
I don't know how you're not sweating to death in those.
Yeah, you're gonna sweat to death. They don't breathe. What I buy is jersey sheets.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
It's basically the softest t-shirt material. A whole thing made out of the softest t-shirt material. It's like
If you like sleeping in t-shirts,
yeah.
Yeah.
What is softer than a really nice t-shirt, dude? There's nothing.
really
It's so
nice
good.
sheets and expensive sheets.
I have
Man,
bamboo sheets. They're pretty nice. I like them.
they can
You
fuck
should-
off right.
You should try
next to
banana
my-
peel sheets.
All right, whatever. Let's move on.
I'm serious. Try banana peel shorts. They're the best shorts I've ever bought in my fucking life.
Talk about
Okay, I'll try.
shams.
Right.
Worconius asks, do you sometimes use shampoo as body wash or vice versa? It's all the same, right?
Yeah, so I have different views on hygiene than most people. We've already talked about this in the past.
But you smell pretty good at the end of the day, surprisingly,
Yeah, not at the end of the workday, dude. And there's a lot of dirt on me. It mixes with my sweat and it turns into muddy paste. Anyway, yeah, it's gross. I have to really scrub myself. And so I have this like little nylon bag that I put the bar soap in, and it gives more scrubbing power to my soap.
It's a sudsing bag, right? Isn't that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called, but it works great for bars of soap, which I think bars of soap are the most economical way to buy soap. But I also use that said bar of soap on my beard, face, and head. There's no difference. There's no magical chemical in a shampoo that makes it more better for hair.
Unless you got curly hair, then there's actually a difference. Or dandruff.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely
Yes, there is.
you are taking the oils that your natural hair has out of your hair when you shampoo it, and then you're replacing those oils back with when you use conditioner. Like you should just use.
People have different kind of hair too. Some people have more oily hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
Shampoo
have really oily hair.
As my hair shines black in this dark room.
Yeah, you have really oily hair because you have curly hair, and yeah, all you do every time you fucking shampoo it is get rid of all your oils.
Yeah, it's partially the reason why I have to kind of keep this oily is because I have really bad dandruff if I don't. So yeah, if I use fucking bar soap, I look like I just got like salt blasted, and it's not a fun fucking time for anybody.
I was gonna say you're having a good hair day today, man.
Yeah,
I'm about to get a haircut like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
No, don't do it.
No, I don't think so, man.
I'm getting the sides cut
Let's
off.
pube it up.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Getting the sides cut off, zoomer haircut. All right. Let me see your earring. I want to see it. I want to see the dang.
I'll get an earring. I'll get an earring and an eyebrow piercing, son.
All right.
Watch me.
All right. Worconius asks, is anyone joining the arbitration against Steam? And he has a link.
No.
I saw an ad.
Portal.steamclaims.com.
Did you see the
wrong
thing
mic.
on
Wrong mic,
what,
Emilio.
Emilio?
Wrong mic.
Say something?
Yeah, he already said something.
Okay.
The arbitration against Steam. Have you guys been getting all these targeted ads? I've like nonstop.
Yeah, but have you checked the stuff that's on Reddit about like how they kind of scam people into getting them to pay like pay the lawyer fees up front in a lot of different ways, and like they gather your information and shit like that, and how
No.
people are like falling into debt traps.
Also, I don't want to
So-
join the arbitration against Steam. I've been getting good deals, I think.
Yeah. So apparently there has been ways people have been applying for these arbitrations, right? There's like a class action lawsuit because like the Steam marketplace and some like discounts like involved in the games being sold on Steam. There are companies that are taking it upon themselves to do these class action lawsuits. Well, what ends up happening is that they want you to sign on the dotted line after you put in all your information. And signing on that dotted line pretty much says, hey, if there's any legal fees that have to be paid, everyone has to pay them as a group. And that will come out of your winnings. And most likely what will end up happening is that the legal fees will be more than what the winnings are going to be. So you're just going to be scammed out of your money.
Not just that, but every time, I mean, the most I've made out of a class action was like maybe $200. The rest of the time, it's been like $15.
I made $1,500 out of a class action lawsuit.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. Sears didn't pay their people enough for like 13 years.
Oh.
And yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
So be careful joining online based law events.
Yeah,
Not just that,
Workonius,
guys.
Stop shilling to
Well,
our
I don't know. I'm just
community. Jeez.
I'm just a little suspicious anytime someone's like, well, not someone, but anytime there's a link that's that you click on and it says, "Hey, give us all this personal information."
Also,
Not
it's not
just
very
that.
compelling. Sorry, go.
They want your your personal Steam ID.
Yeah, not just
Not
that
just
now,
it.
but another thing to worry about, and look out for it out there, but people are using AI to basically scrape your social media presence, use it to craft an email and send you an email that sounds like it's talking about things that you do and things that you've done. So it really sounds like something personal that from somebody you know, and then have you click on a link and steal
That's
all
a
your
good
shit.
heads up, dude. That's
So
a good heads up.
be very careful.
Also,
I mean, most of our phones probably already have Pegasus on it, but that's a different story.
and
If you ever want to be scared about a boogeyman, look up that. That's
This-
that's a real fucking thing.
this lawsuit.
There's
Sorry, I want to get this in. I don't even know if this is that important, but this lawsuit, they were like, do you want to join in on taking down Steam? Like, they're trying to, like, they want to make us murder someone we love, you know? Like, it's not like we're taking down an oil and gas company or, like, someone evil.
Steam's been flying too high for too long. Somebody's got to take him down.
this guy's been giving you free bubble gum and pats on the back for too long.
Yeah.
Do you want to kick him in the balls and push him off a bridge?
I've spent thousands of hours on games I've bought through this platform, and mostly I've had a good time. And these people are like, do you want to kill this thing that you love? Anyways.
Speaking of the thousands of hours that you spend on this platform, how much?
Oh,
money
boy,
have you
here we
spent
go.
on this platform?
Sorry, Sniper is 3K and Emilio is 10K?
That's
much
not
have-
much.
That's what was our guesses about how much you guys spent
Oh.
on the this is pertaining to last week's question, your external Steam spending, which
Okay.
calculates how much you spent on Steam in all of your history.
Oh, I was so sad to learn the number. Should I
Alright,
say
I
it?
feel like you guys
Are we
worked
right?
backwards through that.
Hey,
Are we right?
it's a Christopher
three?
Nolan show notes script.
Yeah, I'll put you at like I'll put you at 2,500. I would say for a
Okay.
sniper.
Yeah. My final is 28.05 and 28 cents. $2,800.
Fucking Price is Right rules, man. I would have won.
It's pretty
was
close. It's
close.
a pretty close guess. And I can't believe I've spent that much in only whatever the 10 years I've had Steam. Seems like a lot, but I guess if you break it down by
It
year,
is
it's not too much.
You
Not
can
a
check
lot.
when your Steam account was made. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
So somebody guessed 8,000. Somebody guessed 9,000, and somebody guessed 10. For me,
Yeah, I think so. That's what it
Yep.
was. Yeah,
do we know who guessed the 10?
I think I guessed 9 and Bobby guessed 10.
Okay, well, it was 9,800.
Ooh.
I think you're gonna say 98,000. I'm
So
like, what
very
the
close.
fuck?
Yeah. I told him that, like, you know, the Steam Deck and the Vive really
Inflate
upped
those numbers.
Yeah, it was like $1,500 right there. But yeah,
it's gonna do it.
yep.
All right,
I found
well,
out, by the way, Bobby, what those were. Those two numbers that we were talking about. Because I had two Steam accounts and I combined them together, it's my previous account spending. And what it is the total, the biggest number is my number that I've spent before combined with what I've spent now.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
well, if people want to figure this out for themselves, the instructions are in the Discord. In which channel? It's in our listener questions. It was posted by Warconius about 2 weeks ago. So if you want to find out how much money you have spent on your Steam account, you can look that up.
Sweet.
And you can post it too. I think it'd be interesting to see if anyone can top my 15,000. Oh god,
You're at 15K. Holy shit!
yeah, you don't remember that?
I
He
haven't
wasn't
checked
here last
Discord
week.
in a while.
Yeah.
Well, if we convert your decals into American dollars, I think you end up winning, Christian.
No, that's USD. They have this in, so they already did the
Yeah,
conversion.
it automatically transfers.
I have no idea what I'm
that doesn't
talking
even
about.
count all the games that I bought when Steam didn't have their games region locked, and you could like send someone in Argentina like $15 to buy a $30 game.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep, those were the days. Okay, another question from Zap. Sniper sounds like an amateur city planner when he talks about city skylines, and there have been multiple sim racers that have become real race drivers. Is
Is
there
that
a
true?
game that
Damn.
you're so good? There's actually a movie about that right now
Yeah, it's
called
coming
Gran
out.
Turismo.
Oh, cool.
Is there a game that you're so good at that you think you could do the real world version as a job? If so, what is it?
What a well-crafted fucking listener question. Well done, Sap. Thank you.
Dude, I don't know, man. I think it'd be a pretty good fucking ghost hunter. I'm just kidding.
If they conformed to the,
They don't.
to the-
They don't. Ghost
I'd run out of
Back
breath
in
in 10 seconds, just like the Phasmophobia characters.
I don't think I could parlay any of my video game skills into anything worthwhile. But yeah, that Gran Turismo movie, I've been at the movies a lot recently. So I've seen a lot of trailers, and they keep playing that one, and they're playing it on TV quite a bit. And it's got, it looks like it might be all right. It's got the guy from Stranger Things. He was also the Russian in that Marvel movie. But you know who I'm talking about.
big guy.
Yeah.
It's got him in there, but it's got everything you would expect in a movie like that. You know, he's the tough coach, and he's yelling at the kid, "This isn't a video game. You get to crash out here. You don't hit the reset button." It's just like, oh, dude. All right.
And Orlando Bloom, by the way.
Oh, he's in that? I wouldn't even
Yeah.
recognize him these days. I don't know what
He's got
looks
long hair.
like now. But I don't know. It does look like it's probably like a decent movie, but I don't have much interest in seeing it.
I'm considering going back to school to take like a professional sort of civil engineering course because of city skylines. It's not 100% in stone, but that's probably the most, because I'm not really good at games in general.
Dude.
You know,
And your teacher's going to be like, "You mess up in here, you don't hit the reset button.
You can't delete a whole city block.
Yeah, you can't go back to your old save file."
you can't regenerate decals in the classroom.
By the time you're done with school, dude, fucking AI is going to be designing our cities. I feel
Shut the
like.
fuck up. Fuck you, AI. That's what I'm saying.
I really think. I mean, how long would it
Can we
take? 2 years?
Can I get through one day of my life without hearing something about AI?
No.
Oh, Emilio's one of those AI jerker offers.
It's
you know.
fucking exponential. In 1 year, it's making huge leaps and bounds. Huge. And went from
So have I.
sounding ridiculous to finishing most people's work throughout their day. Anyway,
And now there's AI to check if AI is doing that work with like 99% accuracy.
And
Oh,
also, I've
man.
used AI for my work, and it's wrong a lot of the time. I have to fact check the AI, and then I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? I should
because
just be doing
fact
the
checking
work.
it takes a lot less time than writing the whole thing yourself.
It
That's
hasn't
why.
so far, but I think AI is going to eventually be a great tool, and it's going to get better. Not for me right now, from what I've tested.
I just can't wait till I don't have to hear about it all the time. I mean, I don't mind it. It's just like every every day it's just like somebody's just like, did you know AI is doing this? It's like, dude, I don't fucking care.
I think I would make a great lemming. I would just fucking blindly walk into work like I do and just shovel my shit and fucking walk away. And then if there's a cliff, I will accidentally walk over the cliff.
Yeah, I thought we dispelled that rumor, but okay.
In my
Pressure
head,
washer.
in my head, I feel like I would do well in post-apocalyptic because like I'm physically strong and things don't generally bother me, but I have zero survival skills. So I don't know. And I don't like to hurt people. So you
don't have any medical skills? Nothing?
Nothing. I don't.
No firefighting skills? Nothing?
Nothing.
Thank you, Navy.
I'm in construction. I can't even build anything. It's so weird.
I think you'd do great. You'd walk
terrible.
around and just no one would want to fuck with you. So that's pretty good.
I guess, but they have guns.
Emilio's the guy that gets shot first.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
First.
That's true.
Shoot
Like, the big guy,
one.
bang. The big target that can't hide behind cover, bang.
He's the biggest one. It must be their leader. Shoot him. And then
Hit his knees.
that was the end of my fucking story. But in my head, I feel like I do well. What am I? I heard some other thing. Somebody was asking, like, what are you really good at? I don't think I'm really good at anything.
Entertaining sometimes in person.
Oh, thanks, man.
What is this? Is this to
What's
gas
that
you
gonna
up, dude? Is this like
No.
question
I'm
out
not
and-
going for no. I'm very confident.
Okay.
Gorgeous, giant, super
Yeah.
strong,
Exactly.
superpowers.
I believe all these things about you. You're great.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
let's say jack of all trades then.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you rolled like a solid 14 in charisma.
Yeah. Somebody. Sam's. Just today, Sam's like, what do you call him? Like, stay at home mom friend. You know that they're like all they do is chat on the phone all day. And then I was like, "What, Emilio? What do you mean?" And she's like, "He's very charismatic. He should start a podcast." You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come listen, Mom. Let's go.
Oh boy. All right, we got one more question here. This is from Pyronical. Do you bother to install the RGB control bloatware for your PC components or just let them run in Rainbow? Windows 11 is implementing native support finally. I managed to get the preview working only to find that MSI and Corsair are not supported yet. Precisely what all my components are. Those are like some two major players there, MSI and Corsair. I mean, that's
Corsair's like arguably the biggest one, right? Besides Razer.
yeah. I turn off all the RGB in my computer. NVIDIA, actually, no. What's that company that doesn't make graphics cards anymore?
Asus.
No, they still make graphics cards. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that. EVGA. They used to have this tool, and it was hard to find. I found it in the forums, and I saved it because I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be handy one day. But they have this tool that allows you to turn off the VGA on your graphics card, and you can't really find it too many other places. But I've always used it. No, it's not X1. I know what X1 is, but it's not like a really elaborate tool. It's something that somebody made just to deal with this specific problem. But yeah, I don't like a whole lot of RGB, but I do like the fact that Windows is going to be controlling or at least building something to handle this kind of stuff, because it's on everything, whether you like it or not. Like if you're building a computer, you're probably going to end up with some RGB.
Yeah, you dude. I have 3 different programs, and I've downloaded a program to wrangle them all into one. And it's definitely worth it because it just makes it just all in one place, and it stops all the RAM usage and shit like that. So definitely worth it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
You sound great.
Okay. I recently found my Alienware light control panel, and I was like, oh, I can fuck with the lights on the front. Okay, cool. And then I was just fucking with them, and I put them both on like completely off so that they don't light up. And then that's exactly when it crashed for some reason. So I just stuck with no lights at all. And for the longest time, I couldn't tell if my computer was on or off. And then just recently I changed it to blue and red, and then I realized red is bad because it looks bad. It looks like it's fucking frying in there. So I got to fuck with it a little bit more. I don't know what colors I need to go with, but the little alien head, I've got that in like a nice shade of blue. I like that, but there's a ring around it and it's red, and it makes it look like the red ring of death from the Xbox. But yeah, I like your idea, Nick. Maybe you could share that program.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Another program everyone should get is one that quantifies all of your hard drive memory into a readable like format for every kind of dummy in the world, and it just shows you in big blocks, and it takes 10 seconds to do.
Windorsat.
They upgraded it. Windorstat was dropped essentially, and there's a new version. It's called WizTree, and it takes literally like 6 seconds to do everything that Windorstat did.
What's it do?
So it brings up all your memory. So like no matter how many drives you have, right? It brings up all your memory and
your hard drive space.
All your hard drive space.
It gives you a visual representation of what's taking up space on your hard drive. And it's hard to explain what it looks like and how effective it is, but it is really effective. Like if I look at mine, I can see, oh, there's Sea of Thieves. It basically maps everything out.
And that's Wiz who? What's it called, sorry?
WizTree.
It's called WizTree. Yeah, Linus Tech Tips just talked about it Monday. That's what it was.
Tree WizTree. Awesome. Can we end this?
Yes, please. Yeah.
What's everyone playing next week?
I'm playing WizTree.
Nice.
Hey guys, if you guys get a life or computer hack, it might be applicable for our fucking video or PC gaming podcast. Just saying. How long have you guys been sitting on this program?
Monday.
All right, whatever. I need to hear it faster.
Turnaround, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Remnant, no doubt. If I get any time, I did calculate my average hours played. Most weeks I play 3 hours of video games, guys, and I somehow try to do this podcast.
Nice,
heroic effort, Nick.
It's more Hunt Showdown. I'm trying to finish the Battle Pass.
Beautiful game. Amanda, we don't know. For me, Rome Total War Remastered. And maybe I'll talk about it in 3 weeks' time. Okay.
Hey, what about Bobby?
Oh, Bobby already
what
said
about Bobby?
Who
You forgot,
knows, man.
We'll
yeah. I want to play Killing Floor 2, but I may just wait for the holidays to check back in on that.
Nice.
All right. Speaking for Bobby, Christian, Nick, and myself, motherfucking Remnant titties. Bye.
Bye.
Bobby, it's a class-based shooter. Why would you play Exoprimal? And it has dinosaurs.
Yeah, I might check it out. I didn't even hear about that game until yesterday. I was literally watching YouTube and I found out about it.